Presumably you think that you have the right to live. How presumptuous. Death is a blessing for every individual, whether he knows it or not. Choosing life, choosing to live, which might seem like such a convenient thing to do, would undermine our human dignity. It is debasing, yes, debasing for a person to want to continue his or her mediocre life. But I tell you, the natural progression, the final evolution of our own species-specified nature is truly and nobly fulfilled only by choosing death. Tadashi Kawashima was an incredible mangaka who faced death personally on June 15, 2010. He battled for his life before eventually succumbing to liver cancer, but that enabled him to write his magnum opus, Alive, The Final Evolution. If you have the means, please support the official release and purchase it digitally on Kodansha. But if you can't afford to do so, by all means, yo-ho-ho and sail the high seas. It, Alive, has a great overarching story, complex characters, beautiful art, and all of the other staples of a shonen battle manga, but it isn't particularly exceptional in any of those areas. The manga is riddled with pacing issues, it introduces side characters close to the end of the manga that amount to practically nothing, and the ending was, in my opinion, horribly unsatisfying. But that's besides the point. Why you should read Alive is because of the philosophical questions it explores, and its commentary on the meaning of life, and the lack thereof. Alive, The Final Evolution is a manga about evolution, about the meaning of life and the lack thereof. What is the final evolution? Is it humanity as we are now? Is it some kind of advanced human that we can't even fathom today? Is humanity even close to the final evolution? Perhaps the final evolution is a separate species altogether. Or maybe the final evolution has been staring us all in the face the whole time, something inevitable and unavoidable, death. There are characters evolving physically and characters devolving mentally. Fears are overcome and insecurities are succumbed to. It's a roller coaster ride from start to finish, dealing with deceptively heavy subject matter. And it's done in such a masterful way that I doubt anyone in a position different from Kawashima could have done it. He wrote about the meaning of life while staring death in the face, and the outcome was this incredible work of fiction. Reading through Alive is frankly a profound experience, and it's made so much better when you're able to discuss it with others and explore these ideas both with yourself and with these characters. Each character embodies their own perspective on the question of the meaning of life and what the final evolution is, and everyone fails and succeeds in various ways. It shows not only how complex each perspective is, but also how each perspective is right and wrong in its own way, especially when you look at each character's background stories and their actions in the current time. It really goes to show how their past have developed their current personalities and how that affects them now, and how that's changed the way they view the world in all these different ways. It can really impact how you view the characters, as well as how the other characters view their opponents or their allies. And it's really formative for not only the characters, but also you as a reader as you go through what's going on. The quote at the beginning isn't taken from the manga. It's something I wrote based on part of Alive, as well as another resource that I felt really captured one of the selling points. You should go read Alive, The Final Evolution.